Hey, thanks for stopping by Mystic Messages. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Glad to see you here. I hope everyone's doing well. Today's message is from Mother Gaia. Uh, as always, these messages are timeless and will be received in divine timing for those who need to hear them. And if they don't apply, please let them fly. You're welcome to return for the next one. Okay, so let's begin. From Mother Gaia. As I was channeling this morning, Mother Gaia came to me and stressed a very important fact that everyone out here needs to hear. Okay, not just one person, everyone. Okay, and maybe those who find this video will understand why this video found them. It's about thinking of others, thinking of planet Earth, thinking of the animals, thinking of those who have little. Basically, what Mother Gaia is trying to say is we need to think less of ourselves during this holiday season and more for the needs of others, especially those who don't have during the holiday season. As Thanksgiving approaches, there are many out there who don't have food. There are many animals out there that are hungry. There are many people that are cold. They don't have homes. And Mother Gaia is asking us, you know, commanding us actually, in order to raise the vibration of this planet, to think of others, especially during these times, especially during the colder months. When we have a tendency to forget that others don't have, so being grateful is very, very, very important and imperative. So if I'm speaking to a person who does have, but is unwilling to share, you're going against the plan. You're not helping to raise the vibration of the planet. Okay? And that's a sad thing because there's a lot of people out there who are doing the same. You know, they go out there, they mistreat the planet, mistreat animals, mistreat others. You know, riding in a car, throwing your garbage out the window. You know, keeping animals outside in the cold, tied or shackled to a makeshift shelter, which isn't fit for anything. You know, and Mother Gaia is aware of what's going on. Unfortunately, there are too many people who are not thinking of things other than themselves. And unfortunately, that's becoming a huge problem on the planet, as I'm sure you're aware. You know, whoever is in this collective, is intelligent enough to understand what I'm saying. Not that anybody else isn't intelligent. I don't mean it in that sense. But my channel is very different, and it's not what everyone might expect. I could do tarot readings like everyone else. I choose not to because that's not what Source is asking me to do. What Source is asking me to do is to unite people, okay? Not only unite people, but to encourage people to do better because they can. They can. We all can. We can all do better. That includes myself. I'm not perfect. I'm on this journey alongside the rest of you. And I have my days where, things might upset me, but it's the way I handle them now, or the way I choose to handle them is what's different. And I'm not the only one who has the ability to do this. Everyone has the ability to become a better version of themselves. And what better time to do that? What better time to renew yourself than during the holiday season? By giving to others, by spreading joy, spreading love, raising the vibration of the planet. You know, you see someone in need, don't just walk by, help them. Again, we have to be the hands and the voice for the deities. They can't come down here and speak, you know, through a YouTube channel like this. So they need others out there. They need everyone out there to do their part. You know, I know we all want a better existence. We all want a better planet. Some of us are unsure of how to get there, but there are others who are sure and are just unwilling. And maybe whoever I'm speaking to is unwilling. So if this is touching you, if you have extra, share it with others. You'll be blessed 10 times more. That's the thing. People don't realize, they take for granted when they're blessed. They forget that there's others out there who are not blessed. And in the same token, they judge those people. Okay? They judge them without knowing their circumstance, thinking, that if they don't have a job, they're lazy or that they don't want to work. And that's just not true. You know, jobs out there are very discriminatory against people, due to age, weight, looks. These things can't be proven, but they do exist because the dark forces out there, okay, that want to keep us, stuck in this 3D environment, plants these ideas in people's heads to keep individuals down. That's the game. That's the end game. You know, if they can defeat us, if they can keep us down, we won't have the ability or the willingness to want to rise. It's a defeating tactic. But we don't have to succumb to that. We're stronger than that. And if we could see the needs of others and sometimes put the needs of others before ours, especially when we are blessing the planet. And you never know who you might be blessing. Okay. Source might be sending you a test and placing a homeless person in front of you. Okay. An angel disguised as a homeless person, just to see what your reaction will be. So if you pass that person, think about it. What would Source want me to do? What would Mother Gaia want me to do? If you see an animal in distress and you leave them there, are you doing your part? Again, that might be an angel in disguise, sent deliberately to see what you will do. And what you do is what will affect your karma, whether it be good or bad. You do something good, you have positive karma. You do something bad, you add to the negative karma. We all have a choice. We're all given choices every single day. You know, you get that nudge inside of you that says, do something, go out there and do it. Don't hesitate. That little voice, that thing that's telling you the correct thing to do is a voice from outside ourselves. That's the divine realm speaking to you, telling you. We like to call it a conscience. It's actually divine realms telling you. So we innately know what's correct and what's incorrect to do. We know the path. We just have to choose to follow it. So I hope this message helps somebody out there and helps individuals out there who need help. You know, so if you're able, if you're capable, please consider sharing with others. If you've been blessed, share your resources with others. You will be blessed tenfold in return. Holding on to it, what is that going to do? That's why we're in the situation that we're in right now on this planet. That's why there's so much struggle, so much grief, so much suffering. It doesn't have to be. Especially in the United States, we're in one of the richest countries in the world. No one in this country should be hungry. No one should be homeless. But unfortunately, we have a lot of jobs that are being run by the dark realms. You know, these CEOs, 1%, the top percent of the country, of the economy, who creates the jobs, okay, wants people to work for nothing. They pay people wages that they can't even afford to live on. And unfortunately, many have become to accept that as the norm. It's not the norm. It's only the norm if we stay quiet. We can make a difference. And Mother Gaia wants us to know that. We can make a difference. Together, we can make a difference. All right? So I'm going to leave it at that. I want to wish everyone a great evening, morning, wherever time you're hearing this. And we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for stopping by.